You ever notice how most people move through life like they're following a GPS they didn't program? Just turn left here, agree with that, repeat this opinion, don't question anything. And somehow they're shocked when they end up somewhere they never wanted to be. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most dangerous mindsets on the planet. Not laziness, not ignorance, something way more subtle and way more destructive. We're talking about the conformist mindset. The mental prison people voluntarily walk into because the door looks like a comfort zone. Let's start with the first uncomfortable truth. Conformists don't think, they echo. You know the type. They have opinions that sound borrowed, ideas that feel like leftovers, and they recycle talking points like it's environmentally responsible. Ask them what they actually believe, and watch the buffering symbol appear behind their eyes. The problem isn't that they don't have a brain, it's that they've outsourced it. To the news, to their social group, to whatever got the most likes last Tuesday. Original thought requires effort, and effort is uncomfortable, so instead they just hit copy and paste on someone else's worldview and call it a personality. That's not thinking. That's intellectual plagiarism. But here's where it gets sneaky. Conformity doesn't look like weakness. It's dressed up as wisdom. Society has done a masterful job of rebranding cowardice as caution. Don't rock the boat. Be realistic. That's just how things work. These phrases sound reasonable until you realize they're just fear wearing a blazer. The herd calls it playing it safe. Winners call it playing it small. And the gap between those two interpretations? That's exactly where your potential lives and dies. Every time you swallow someone else's ceiling and call it your floor, you've lost something you can't get back. Now let's talk about what this actually costs you. Because conformity isn't free, it just bills you later. Think about every person who stayed in the wrong career because it was the sensible choice. Every idea they never pitched because someone might laugh. Every path they didn't take because it wasn't on the approved list. The cost isn't just opportunity, it's identity. When you spend years thinking what you're told to think, you eventually forget what you actually think. You become a human highlight reel of other people's choices. And the worst part? You stop noticing. That numbness, that quiet resignation. That's the real price of conformity, not failure, invisibility. And this is where the loser mentality locks in. It doesn't feel like losing. That's the trap. Conformists aren't lying in the gutter crying about their choices. They're comfortable. They're nodding along at dinner parties, laughing at the right jokes, agreeing with the room. They feel safe because the herd is around them. But safety and growth are not the same address. You cannot be protected and expanding at the same time. The herd moves together, sure, but it moves toward average. And average, in case no one told you, is just the most crowded place on Earth. So what does thinking for yourself actually look like? It's not being contrarian for sport. It's not rejecting everything just to seem edgy. Original thinking is harder than that. It means sitting with discomfort long enough to form an actual opinion. It means questioning the ideas you inherited before you defend them. It means being willing to be wrong in public rather than right by committee. It means asking, do I actually believe this, or did I just absorb it? That one question alone will separate you from 90% of the room. The people who change industries, build movements, create things that last, they all share one trait. They refused to let the consensus be the ceiling. They looked at the way things were done and asked why, not just how. They weren't smarter necessarily. They were just unwilling to rent their thinking from someone else. So here's your moment of decision. You can keep scrolling through life on autopilot, recycling opinions, nodding along, blending in beautifully. Or you can start owning your own mind. Start questioning one thing today that you've just accepted. Push back on one idea you inherited without examining. Think one original thought and actually follow it somewhere. The herd will always be there if you want to go back. But once you start thinking for yourself, really thinking, you won't want to. Subscribe if you're done being a copy. It's time to be the original.